Amazon ads can feel a little bit confusing when you're first starting out. CTR, ACOS, CPC, what does it all mean? In this video, I'm going to break it all down so you can finally understand how Amazon ads works and how you can use ads to sell more books on Amazon KDP. I'm Craig and I've made over $100,000 in royalties from selling books over on Amazon KDP, but I owe a ton of that success to utilising Amazon ads. Now, Amazon ads are a fantastic tool, but only if you know how to use them. So in this video, I'm going to give you a complete beginner's guide to Amazon ads. I'll go over how they work, what everything means, and how you can start using them with confidence. So Amazon ads, they're basically paid placements where you're helping to get your book in front of people who might be searching for your kind of book. You're basically telling Amazon, hey, this person's looking for my book, put it in front of them, and I'm going to pay a little bit of money if someone clicks on it. Amazon ads comes in a few different types of placements. The one that you'd probably be using the most are called sponsored products, and then you also have sponsored brand ads as well. Sponsored products generally is where you promote your book or books, and sponsored brands are more likely where you're going to be promoting a bit more of your pen name or a series. In this video, we're going to be focusing on sponsored products, but if you want to find out more about sponsored brands, you can click the link in the description below. So Amazon basically works like a search engine. Let's say you're looking for a unicorn colouring book for kids. You'd come onto the search bar here and search for this search term. And then Amazon are going to give you all of these results of unicorn colouring books. And what you can see here is these top searches here are all sponsored. Now these books are going to be bidding a certain amount here to appear at the top of search. So basically how it works is it's an auction function. So let's say these are all bidding 50 cents per click to appear here. The ones that appear a little bit further down, these ones for example, they'll be bidding slightly less than the ones above at the top of search. And generally how it works, the highest bidders will appear at the top of search more often. So when someone clicks on one of these books, the advertiser will then pay Amazon a small fee for the click. And the reason people do this is generally when you launch a book on Amazon, let's say you're making a unicorn colouring book for kids, you can see here that there are over 2,000 results. So the Amazon algorithm, how it works, when you launch your book, you might not appear on page 1 for that search term. You might be on page 10. So if you're on page 10 and someone's searching for a unicorn colouring book for kids, it's very unlikely they're going to go through all of those pages to find your book. So what people tend to do is they use ads to appear here at the top of search or on the first page so that they can get those initial sales. Then what the Amazon algorithm tends to do is if you generate ongoing sales through your ads, they might then bump up your visibility and put you on page 3, page 2, maybe even page 1 if you get enough sales. And then over the longer term, people are going to find your book organically and you're going to get more sales organically as well as through your ads. And that's generally why people use Amazon ads, is to get those sales, but also to help boost the organic sales of their books as well. So that's explaining how these Amazon ads work. But next I'm going to go onto my Amazon ads dashboard and take you through how to set up an ad and how it all works. So if you come on over to your Amazon ads dashboard, I'm at advertising.amazon.com here, which is the US marketplace. So you can see here, over the last 7 days, I've spent $511 and got 161 sales through ads. And to set up an auto ad, you click this create campaign button, and then you've got your campaign types in here. So you've got sponsored products, sponsored brands, or sponsored display. For this video, we're going to do a sponsored products ad, and then basically you select a few things. So you need to select your book, then you need to select your targeting, then you need to set your bids, then you select your campaign bidding strategy. You adjust your bids based on where your ad is appearing. So like we saw before, the top of search, you might want to bid slightly higher to appear there. And then you give your campaign a name, you select a start and an end date, and you set a budget. Once you're happy with the ad, you just click launch campaign, and that campaign is going to be reviewed, and then hopefully it will be live within a few hours. If you want a bit more of an in-depth look at how to set up an ad, maybe one that you could follow along with, make sure to check out my Amazon ads playlist where I walk you through how to set up an auto ad, how to set up a product ad, and how to set up a manual keyword ad. You can follow those videos along if you want to create your own ads. But I just want to whip you through the basics in this video And so once you've set up your ad, we're going to look at all of the data that you need to be reviewing. So here at the bottom is where you can see your advertising campaigns. So you can search for your individual campaigns, which is what I've done here. And so we've got a lotto colouring auto ad in the US and the UK. And I'm just going to take you through what all of this means over here. So the first thing to note is you've got this columns option and you can customize your columns. So this allows you to customize what's showing on the columns. And what I like to make sure that I've ticked are the country, so you know which country it's in, the status, so you know it's delivering. And then I want to make sure that I've got the start and the end date, the budget, the impressions, the top of search impression share, the clicks, click-through rate, spend, cost per click, orders, sales, and advertising cost of sales. So once I've got all of those ticked, I'm going to take you through what they all mean. So here are our two ads. You can see that they're set up in these countries. These are automatic targeting ads, and we've got the start and the end date here as well. So going across to the metrics, you've got the impressions. So that's how many times someone has seen this book as part of the ad. So over the last 7 days, the book here in the top result has been seen 4,000 times, and at the bottom, 1,141 times. You can see here I've got a very small top of search bid adjustment. And so what top of search is, that's that top of search placement that we saw earlier. And top of search impression share, that is how often it's appearing in those top of search placements. So you can see here on both of these, they're appearing less than 5% in that top of search spot. And generally, the lower your bids, the less you're going to appear at the top of search. So often what you want to be doing is you want to try and appear in that top of search spot without spending too much money. But for these bids, I'm bidding quite low, so I'm not appearing in those top of search spots. If I wanted to change this, I could just up my top of search bid adjustment, and then hopefully I will be showed there more often. Then you come across to your clicks. That's how many times your ad has been clicked. Your CTR is your click-through rate. And you can see here the top is just under 1% and the bottom is 1.4%. So that means for every time it's showed, that's the amount of people who click it. So around 1% of people who see the ad click through to the product detail page. Then we've got your spend, which is how much money you spend. Your cost per click, which is your overall cost per click for this ad. So that means that every time someone's clicked on my book, it's cost me 15 cents. And at the bottom, it's cost me 13p. Then you've got the amount of orders, the total amount of sales that your ads have generated, and your ACOS. So your ACOS is your advertising cost of sale, and that's really important for your ads. And that's because if you look here, you can see that I've spent $8.36 and generated $40 in sales. So that looks extremely profitable, right? I've spent less than $10 to get over $40 of sales. However, that sales figure is the total sale of your book. And Amazon are going to take a fee out of that. If you're doing paperback, it's going to be for things like printing and shipping. If it's for ebook, you're going to still pay a digital delivery fee. And then in terms of the profit, Amazon will take a cut and then you'll get your royalty. And that's why the ACOS here is very important. Because what you want to be doing for your books is figuring out what your break-even ACOS is. And normally it's somewhere between 10 to 40%. So let's take this bottom one, for example. It's selling for £8 and my ACOS is 25.41%. Now, if you want to figure out how to calculate your break-even ACOS, I'll link a video in the corner now and down in the description below. And that is really important when you just get going on ads. That ACOS figure, the lower it is, the more profitable your ads are. And when you find out what your break-even ACOS is, let's say for this ad it's 20%, we would be able to use that because then this top ad here is at 19% ACOS. So that is profitable for me. Whereas this one at the bottom here is at 25% ACOS. That means that it's not directly profitable for me yet. And then what you can do with that, let's say your ad is profitable, you can spend more money on it. And if your ad is not profitable, you can dial back the bids and spend a little bit less on it in hope to bring that ACOS down over time. So that's my beginner's overview on Amazon ads. I hope that this video was helpful and gave you a little bit more confidence when it comes to creating your own ads. Once you're up and running, it'll be loads easier to understand, but you definitely need to make sure you understand ACOS And if I've missed anything else out, if you've got any other questions about Amazon ads that maybe I've missed, drop them down below and I'll do my very best to get back to you. If you thought this video was useful, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to share it on social media and make sure you stay tuned for more Amazon ads videos in the future. Thanks for checking out the video and I'll see you in the next one.